Hello friends, now we are going to see how to construct C chart and P chart diagrams, graphs. First of all, to construct C chart and P chart, you have to find out upper control limit and lower control limit. It is different for C chart and P chart. So upper control limit formula is C bar plus 3 under root C bar, and lower control limit is C bar minus 3 under root C bar. And how to calculate C bar is total number of defects by total number of samples. Here we calculate total number of defects, whereas in X bar and R bar graph we have seen as total number of samples of X bar and R bar R. But here we have seen total number of defects in C bar, C chart and P chart. Uh, so this is the question, and they will ask to construct C chart diagram. Means here we have 20 samples. Means here 10, and again uh, here 10 means 20 samples, and in every sample they have given that number of defects. Means here number of defects for first sample, and here there are number of defects for 11th sample, 12th, 13th, and so on. To construct C chart, you have to calculate C bar first. C bar means nothing but total number of defects. Means you have to add all of these: 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 7 plus 2 equals to 100. You have to calculate C bar means sum of observations by number of observations. Means sum of all this we will get 100, and number of observations is 20. This it is we will get as 5. And coming to calculating upper control limit and lower control limit, it is nothing but C bar plus 3 under root C bar. As we already got C bar, just substitute here and use your calculator to get the formula as 11.69 and lower control limit as 0. You can see that lower control limit is negative. Actually 5 minus 3 root 5 is less than 0. You take the value as 0 if the value of lower control limit is less than 0. You consider it as 0 just. And coming to the graph, here this graph is wrong, and you can I will explain, just listen. Take number of samples on the x-axis. Means here there are 20 samples. You can take 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 up to 20, or 2 4 6 8 up to 20. And coming to y-axis, you have to plot the defects. Here you can see that maximum defects are only 9. So you can take up to 15, because your upper control limit is 11.69, because it should be plotted. So you can go for up to 15. So you can take as 2 4 6 8 10 12. In this way you can plot right on y-axis, and you can plot the graph as 1 comma 5. For 1 it is 5, for 2 it is 4, for 3 it is 9. And you should plot and connect one by one, as I said in X chart and R chart. And you can see that upper control limit and lower control limit should be guaranteed in every chart, and for every chart it is different. Those formulas are different. And coming to p chart, the upper control limit and lower control limit formulas are, you can see as p plus 3 p bar plus 3 under root p bar into 1 minus p bar by n. Here n is number of observations in a day, and p bar is total number of defects by total number of pieces inspected. So coming to the question, we will get, you can see that they are tested 14,000 samples, and those are tested in 14 days. Means average sample size per day. Means they have tested 14,000 samples in 14 days. Means average per day they have tested 1,000 samples. Means suppose for day 1 they have tested 1,000 samples, the defects are 100. For day 2 they have tested 1,000 samples, the defects are 50. In this way we have to consider. Next, coming to percentage of defectives. as we have taken every day 1000 as 14,000 for 14 days, 1000 for each day, means 100 defectives in 1000, means it is percentage is 0.10. 50 defectives in 1000 means 0.05. We have to divide by 1000 as per day we have calculating. For all 14 values we have to divide in this way, 14 days. And number of defectives, nothing but what they have given in the question itself, number of defective, those no need to write here again. Just we have to calculate percentage of defectives per each day. And coming to calculation of p bar, so it is nothing but total number of defectives by total number of pieces inspected, means total number of defectives, means you have to add all the defectives, means 100 plus 50 plus 150 plus 200 plus 150 plus 50 plus 80 plus 120 plus 60 plus 140 plus 50 plus 70 plus 40 plus 40, those all we get as 1400. The 1400 defectives we got. When we tested 14,000 samples, and so if we apply in this 1400 by 14,000, we get p bar as 0.1. You can check that always p bar graph is in the points only, means it is in decimal, y-axis is in decimal values. And coming to ULC, upper control limit and lower control limit, I already said that formula is p bar plus 3 underscore 3 under root p bar into 1 minus p bar by n. N means number of samples per day. As I already said, number of samples per day is taken as 1000. As for 14 days we have got 14,000 samples per day, we are taking n as 1000 samples. So p bar plus 3 underscore p bar into 1 minus p bar by n. N is 1000. So you get as upper control limit as 0.4 and lower control limit, same formula you will substitute here minus, and you get it as negative value which is taken as 0. So while plotting the graph, you can take lower control limit as 0 and upper control limit as 0.4 as we get here, and plot number of samples here. As we have 14 samples, we have taken up to 15 here. And coming to y-axis, we have got the maximum value as 0.14. 0.20 we got as maximum value, and somewhere 0.4 we can see. So it is wrong graph you can see. And just you have to plot the number of days here, number of days here, percentage of defectives here, percentage of defectives are we have calculated as 0.10, 0.05. These are percentage of defectives. You have to do for a p chart, you have to calculate lower control limit and plot the lower control limit by dotted line. You can plot the upper control limit by a dotted line, and remaining this green color path is plotted by, for 1 it is percentage of defect is 0.10. You have to plot this way. For 1 it is 0.10, for 2 it is 0.05, for 3 it is 0.115. Those all should be plotted and connected one by one, means you have to plot one by one in this way, and you have to connect all these one by one. And this is the graph, and this is the wrong graph, and you can calculate it. It is just a model graph. To explain how p graph will be, I just taken a sample. This is not the correct diagram.